What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Big League Breakdown. I'm Coach Mike with Plus Power Training, and today I'm going to be breaking down Mike Trout's swing and what he does so well and how you could incorporate some of these things into your swing. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing I want to focus on in Mike Trout's swing that he does better than almost any hitter in the MLB is his ability to stay behind the baseball and keep his eyes behind the baseball. That allows him to let the ball travel, let the ball get deep, and ultimately gives him more time to make a decision whether to swing or not to swing. All right, this is super important because especially when guys are throwing mid to upper 90s and even 100, right? You want to maximize how long you can see that ball before making your decision to swing, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line right here from the top of his head all the way down to the ground. And I want you to watch how he keeps his head and his body and his weight stacked on this side of this line. Okay, so even as he moves forward, he's keeping his weight stacked on that left side of that line. All right, so this is why a lot of times you hear coaches talk about move forward while staying back. All right, this is exactly what they're talking about. Okay, keeping your weight stacked and your head stacked on your backside as your front side moves forward. All right, so as we go through this swing, I want you to watch his head. Okay. And I want you to watch how he loads right here. So his hands go back and he's loading this back hip. Okay. As soon as he loads that back hip, right, that's all of his power being generated right there. All right. And he's holding his power here. Okay. For as long as he can, And then when he finally makes that decision to swing, right, he's going to put that front foot down and transfer all of that power into the baseball. Okay, so let's take a look. All right, we'll get to his landing position right there. Okay, good. Now, notice how his head doesn't really move, right? It goes from here down a little bit, and then after he lands, I want you to watch when he gets to contact. I want you to watch how his head actually pushes back a little bit and it allows him to keep his eyes behind the baseball. Okay. So watch as we go forward, right? His head almost pushes back towards that line. See that slight movement with his head? Okay. Keeping his eyes on the ball, behind the ball, and then getting to contact right there. Okay. So notice where his eyes are right here. Okay. Eyes at contact, eyes behind the barrel. Okay, so I'll draw a line here. Here's his barrel, right? Right in this line here. His eyes are directly behind that barrel so that he can see contact and see the ball deep. So the next time you guys swing, I want you guys to think about that line and keeping your head stacked on it or behind it as you make your turn into the baseball. All right. A lot of guys, especially young hitters, from what I've seen, is as soon as they load up, they start falling forward and they get a lot of momentum into their swing. All right. You don't want to be falling in your swing onto that front leg or front side, right? You want to stay balanced over your backside so that you can be in your read phase. You could see the pitch better. You can make better contact, and you're able to be under control to make that adjustment to your swing. All right, so that's the first thing that I really like in Mike Trout's swing. I want you to take a look at his spacing. All right, so what do I mean about spacing, right? What do I mean when I say he creates space? All right, so when I say space, I'm talking about this area right in here between this triangle, all right? This is the triangle here, all right, between that triangle and his chest there, all right? That's the space that he wants to keep as he moves forward in his swing, all right? So we're at contact, right? He has good spacing, a nice strong triangle, right? Now I want you to watch as he goes through contact instead of breaking that space, right, and have it collapsing this elbow here and turning this wrist over, okay, he's actually going to keep that space all the way up through his swing. So let me show you what I mean. All right, so it gets the contact. See how that space is staying all the way through. All right, so he has good spacing right before contact, at contact, and then notice, right, after contact, so we'll get to contact right there, okay? All right. Now notice, the purpose of keeping this space is because it's going to allow you to stay through the baseball longer. It's going to help your barrel stay on this plane, all right? So see how a barrel is attacking from here, all right? It's attacking from here, and it's continuing on these two arrows here, all right? It's continuing up through the ball. So after he makes contact, his barrel is going to continue, and then it's going to turn over at the end, right? So he's not hitting the ball, and then his barrel is turning right back towards his shoulder, okay? So that's the purpose of having this really good spacing here, okay, right in this area, because if you collapse that, it's going to cause your barrel to turn over, and you're going to roll a lot more balls over. You're going to miss a lot of pitches, and you're not going to be able to hit that outside pitch well. So one way you could try to implement this good spacing into your swing is by taking like a bucket, or if you have a connection ball or a med ball, holding it here, right, and putting it between your chest and your hands. That way when you swing, you could try to keep that space as long as you can and keep your barrel on this plane, staying through the baseball as long as you can. All right, make sure that if you try this, right, you're just doing like half swings, nice and slow, okay? So I hope you guys were able to learn a lot from this video, and I hope that you're able to implement some of this stuff into your game. And I can't stress this enough, guys. Next time you go to the cage, take video of your swing. You can learn so much about you and your swing just from taking videos and watching it over and over, and watching hitters like Mike Trout swing and implementing some of those things into your game. So I hope you were able to learn from this. Comment down below which hitter you want me to break down next, and we'll see you in the next one.